This is what I get for making fun of Hangouts yesterday. I was
Yeah, well, here's the thing: if the new like the great Hangout button didn't keep moving every week, people would be more likely to use it.
yeah, yeah. It's just welcome to Hangouts. All right, so let's see. Back on the wagon here. So we were talking about the LinkedIn group, and I was had just served up. We had somebody in the group was asking about what to do on LinkedIn. Is there anything that you've got on your, daily procedure list? Like if you're promoting something, is LinkedIn part of that mix?
Yeah, I mean, I have it wired into my social sharing, my Buffer application to have posts there. One thing that's really important though is that your personal profile matters a fair amount still on LinkedIn. The company page can only do so much, but if you have an influencer or two in your stable, or if you can build someone at your company who's an influencer, like individuals can post to LinkedIn Pulse, whereas company pages cannot. So, if you have content, top company blog post or a blog post you wrote for the company, you can put that onto Pulse. Same thing goes for Medium and Quartz and all these other publications, but for the company page itself, showcase pages are important for specific products if you want to have stuff like that. And more than anything, get your employees out there and participating in groups and stuff, because they've all got the company name and stuff in their bios, people will go and check out your company. But if it's all just a bunch of garbage and your employees aren't socially active, you can't leverage the power of that network.
Yeah, that's great. Here's another tip too that you can take to the bank right now is if you go into manage your profile, you have the option to see what it looks like for someone that's logged in versus the general public. And you'll see that there's stuff that's shown or not shown, but you can't edit that from there. If you go into your security settings, and over there's another area where you can control what gets shown to the public that's not logged in. And the weird one is by default, your feed, your article, your posts are not shown to people that are not logged in. So go turn that on as part of your normal security checkup, because it kills me that they can learn everything about you except see your posts, which are the one thing that you're looking to get the traffic to. So
that's delightful. The other thing is make sure that you're using a lot of the supplementary services. So again, back to SlideShare. If you are not posting your stuff on SlideShare, you're probably not doing it right.
Yeah, it's great to have a couple videos over in your profile. It just changes everything. It's like people can get a complete feel for who you are and how you behave in a business situation. If you've got a couple videos up there, it totally changes the game. I get a lot of action on my profile from that, and so that's big. All right, so as we have been the staunchy and just curmudgeonly defenders of email and how it has continued to work, you had a report talking about millennials and their disdain for email may not be all it's cracked up to be.
Exactly. So Marketing Land had an article from a study from Principal Financial Group that in terms of how millennials want to stay in touch with brands, email came in at number 2, right behind the company website at first place. In-store product checks was third place, and social media.
No! I haven't frozen. Oh, wait, there we go.
All right.
You're back.
Cool.
So you were right in the middle of, you had just said you had gone down the list of the website and then email, and that's where you just blanked.
Oh, yeah. So the catch is that your email has to be mobile friendly, because the majority of opens across age groups, but especially millennials, are on mobile devices. So if your email looks like crap on mobile, you're out of luck.
That's an interesting point. Yeah, I've spending a lot of time doing that. It's amazing how all these old established newsletters and things, you go back and look and realize, oh, hey, how about that? Actually, it looks terrible on a phone. You might want to do something about that. So that's important to jump on immediately if you're as you're doing part of this Google upgrade, jump on that too. How about you had real-time analytics, some tricks, something you're using as far as getting more data out of Google Analytics?
So it's not getting more of it out of it. It is being able to tell sooner rather than later when you need to promote a post on the same day. So it's a really simple thing. You figure out, if you take your traffic, do a little bit of statistics on it. If you can figure out the top quartile, that where what posts by time, what at time of day in Google.
Check one, check. Oh, there we go. Back
I tell you, it's like a comedy of errors.
Yeah. What's just having problems there? Somebody digging out front, or?
It's entirely possible. Who the hell knows? It's raining.
So you had said cut into do some statistical analysis on it, cut it into segments, and that's where we lost you.
Okay, so the way you do this is you set up in Google Analytics an hour of day report, and you look at what is higher than what's the first quartile of the hour a day, and you figure out at what time of day you get 25% of your traffic, right? So it may be 7 a.m., 8 a.m., 9 a.m., 10 a.m., whenever it is for your company, right? And then once you know where 25% of your traffic comes in that time of day, you set an alarm on your smartphone, say check Google Analytics today at 10:15 a.m. and see if you've gotten more than the average number of visits you get by that time of day. So if you get 100 visitors to your website every day by 10 a.m., you log into Google Analytics on your phone at 10 a.m. go, wow, 200 visits so far. Guess what? You go into the content stuff and say, I guess we got to get on the promotion wagon here.
That's pretty neat. Yeah, so I like that. So yeah, you literally, it's kind of like I used to use Half-Life for email. You know when you're going to get about half your opens, and so that'll give you a good thumbnail. So that's great. Yeah, because if you're not checking those real-time stats as they're happening, you're completely missing the boat, and you're not going. It's a lot more work to dig it out if you're not checking it. So that's a good to kind of set your daily routine around when you want to check your analytics. That's a smart move. Let's see. Okay, so the wearable showdown is on. Chris has placed an order for an Apple Watch, and that is on its way. I picked up a Fitbit Surge over the weekend, so we're going to compare these two and see how they do after a couple weeks. But if you have either of those and have news for us, we would love to hear how those are going.
Yeah, I'm not supposed to get my Apple Watch till second week of May. So,
the only thing worse than that, I had a post on Facebook. I was lamenting the state of the coin. There's a competitor to coin that has just come out, and they're like, hey, it's only $90 and you're going to get it in September. And I was like, this is only if you weren't burned by the coin. Are you going to get sucked into this thing? The thing that gets me, and I should end up in jargon jail here. The idea with these cards is you program your existing credit cards, all 10 of them or whatever, onto this one card. And so you just carry the one card. And of course, it's Bluetooth enabled. So it has all these security functions, like it will deactivate itself if it's more than 20 feet from your phone and things like that. You can do all these cool things. And I went back and looked. The original crowdfunding campaign for the coin was in November of 2013. And it still hasn't shipped yet. It's been, over a year. Getting closer to 2 now. And so, they've been doing beta testing, and of course, credit card companies are resisting them every step of the way, supposedly. Like that's a surprise. But the big thing is anybody going to care? Is everybody just going to be paying with their phone and their watch, in the next 6 months, and the card's not going to matter? I think that's the real question. So.
Yeah, I mean, I've used Apple Pay on my phone at McDonald's, as an example, and it's stupid easy. Just put the phone right on the terminal, put your thumbprint on it, boom, you're paid. It's faster than your debit card.
Yeah, no, it's funny to just kind of, I got into it, and now it's kind of like, okay, how many places does it work? And it works at my local warehouse club and at the place where I get my coffee in the morning. So that's, already 80% of my credit card transactions, I think, right there. So yeah, very easy to do. Just tap and go. And like I said, the Apple Watch is supposed to be even more brain dead. You don't even do the thumbprint verification. You just tap and pay and you're done. So
yeah, they're saying Starwood has a native app on it. So if you're staying at Sheraton and Crown Plaza, you'll be able to use your watch for the door. American Airlines, Nike, a whole bunches of different companies that are going to have apps right out the door, including Twitter.
Yeah, for hotels. That's going to be fantastic. Where you just, you touch the app to check in, you get texted back, or the app tells you your room number, and you just go and wave your watch like you skip the lobby. I mean, that's just fantastic. That's going to be incredible for heavy travelers.
Yeah, the one I'm really looking forward to is Evernote on the watch, because you press the dictation button to say a couple of words, write your blog post, and yeah, admittedly, you look like Michael Knight from the '80s show Knight Rider, but who cares?
Dude, what's wrong with Michael Knight? Get your members only jacket out and rock it.
Don't hassle the Huff.
Yeah, that's right, man. He had it going. You've got the computer brain behind you to help with your adventures. That's exactly what we're looking for here.
Oh man, it's so funny to think about it. You can put the phone integrated into the dashboard of your car now, and you got the watch now. So we really have hit like 1984. It took us 30 years to get here.
Yeah, and Steve Garfield was telling me about his Mercedes last week and how it self-drives. So you have pretty much full kit functionality there, with the exception of the button that makes your car jump over stuff. I think that's the only thing we're missing to that whole. And of course, a 18-wheeler that you can try and drive your car into at 50 miles an hour, which is another really bad idea that you can throw out there. So,
oh well.
But the golden age of television, folks. That's what we're all about here. Let's see. Instagram with outbound links. I'll throw a link to that in the show notes. Finally making real advertising there, as opposed to people just paying to get their stuff up on the screen. I got to thank everybody too. We did a little meetup last week. The Salesforce was in town for one of their cloud events, and Amanda Nelson from Ringlead stepped up and treated us to dinner out. That's where I was talking to Steve Garfield about his car, and Zorian Rotenberg was there, who's kicking off a new startup that he's recently got funded and doing some interesting stuff. And then Brian Schwartz, who's been a longtime listener, swung out. So thanks to all those guys, especially Amanda. If you're looking for cleaning up dupes in Salesforce or appending data, go talk to Ringlead. I'm a former customer and can attest to their ability to make your life a whole lot less painful, which is a wonderful thing. So, yeah, I should probably just get her on the show at some point, too.
Yeah, go for it.
She had worked with Dave Thomas at Salesforce and at Radian 6, so she has all kinds of chops and has been in the game for a long time. And we should talk to her about what she's got her eye on, because I'm sure that will be interesting. Oh, all right. And before Google Hangouts decides to kick us out yet again and tank, I don't know if we can completely blame it on them, but that's what I'm going to do. And so that works for me. How's everything going? I know you had some client travel, but no public shows, right? Is that still the case?
Well, actually, I have a webinar on Tuesday, the 21st. I don't know if this will be dropping time for that, but if not, glad you were there. There'll be a recorded version on the Shift website, but it'll be Google Analytics 101 for PR folks.
Cool. That sounds great. Yeah, no, you guys have been doing a ton of stuff on there. You've definitely got the momentum. And then, of course, the Google certification doesn't hurt, when saying that you have the credentials to talk about that, because nobody else does at this time. And I think that will do it for this week. I have to tease. I have the new Marketing Over Coffee theme song will be rolling out. Not in the next week or two, but I think before we hit the end of May. So keep your ears open for that. Very exciting stuff.
All right.
And that will do it for this week. So until next week, enjoy the coffee.
Enjoy the coffee.